All right, and here we are with the first ever Sky Pillar Circuit match. Game 1, Week 1. We have the new players in. We have Team Tyrannical Eevees. They kept the name versus Team Mysterious Muse. Team Tyrannical Eevees is the team on the left here, and the team on the right is the Mysterious Muse. So we have hit our ban phase, and we have quite a few new players for both teams. Most notably, we have Jelly Roll and Vox Tech for Team Tyrannical Eevees. Also, the teams have been shuffled quite a bit. Team Mysterious Muse now has, Red Luck Fox, as well as, they have Super Luke, who is a new player, which is very worth noting. Alright, so we have our bans coming through. We have Blastoise ban, Hoopa ban, Buzzwole ban, and Umbreon ban. Okay, so Umbreon is an interesting choice. Mean Look is, pretty solid, I would say. I don't know how broken Foul Play is right now. Buzzwole ban makes sense. Buzzwole is still a very powerful Pokemon, even after the nerfs. Hoopa ban means, we're not going to have any portal shenanigans. And finally, we have Blastoise ban, Blastoise being a very, very powerful defender. We have Ingle picking Slowbro with the first pick, which is interesting. And in response to that, we have Crustle and Eldegoss, very strong support and defender combo. Frank is going to play his signature Clefable that he started playing as a result of this. And Jelly Roll, who is a top Mimikyu in the world, is going to play Mimikyu. And in response to that, Red Luck Fox, Super Luke, we have, Espeon and also Gyarados. Finally, we have Mew and Venusaur with the double Solar Beams, in theory. And finally, we have Lionheart picking Dragapult. Alright, so we have two very evenly, established teams. We have, one defender, one all-arounder each team. We have one support, and we have two attackers. That's very notable. Usually, you don't see teams just, have the same numbers. And nearly picked in the same order as well. Nearly, but not quite. The support from Team Mysterious Muse was picked first. And that's, pretty good. I do think, something worth noting is Jelly Roll and Vox Tech are both very, very strong players. And it's going to be, I think the onus is going to be on Team Mysterious Muse to figure out how to deal with these very strong players as we go into game number 1. As you can see, we have, the gold ribbon Mimikyu. And the only other ribbons worth noting are, Super Luke's Gyarados with the green and Red Luck Fox's Espeon on the blue ribbon. I think, I think the game's going to be very, very, I'm going to be honest. I don't know how this is going to go at all. I couldn't tell you, even if I knew. So this should be interesting to watch as we go into game number 1. Alright, so who do we have in the jungle? I would imagine it's the Mimikyu, because Mimikyu at level 5 is very, very powerful, and as you can see, the Mimikyu does do the dash through the wall. And that's very solid of a start for the Mimikyu. Alright, meanwhile, on the other side of things, we have the Dreepy in the jungle, trying to hit level 5, get that early game established, as we have Eldegoss and Magikarp in the top lane here. We're playing pretty passively, we're just getting what we have access to. As, Sceptile is going to grab that center Baltoy. Meanwhile, in the bottom, we have... the Indeedee has already fainted, as Eli and Red Luck Fox are now just sort of farming up. And we have Clefable now for the team on the left. And it looks like we're going to try and contest this, but it does seem like the Mew is going to get that. I wasn't quite paying attention to the scores, and I will be honest, that is on me. But, it's okay. Now we are going to fight for the Baltoy, which puts us very out of position for these Altarias as they spawn, and we have double jungle rotation top. Let's see what we're looking at here. Well, we have Lionheart, hitting the sneak attack on him, and he's going to accidentally get into the range of Ingle, and Mimikyu is going to slap up him and the Magikarp, and that's going to be a quick KO. Eldegoss is going to try and fight him off, but yeah, that's just a little bit too much. The Mimikyu does so much damage at this stage of the game. And, yeah, that's going to be a 3 Pokemon KO up top here, and they got to fight this guy off. And now Sceptile is going to, continue contesting this Gyarados, and tragically, the Sludge Bomb plus the Mimikyu is going to be another KO on that Jungler Dracloak. And they need to back away. That's dangerous. Alright, so now we have the second jungle rotation, and the center has spawned. Super Luke is going in there with the Magikarp, trying to get whatever experience he can, and he has hit Gyarados, but the Mimikyu plus the Venusaur there are going to be able to KO both him and the Eldegoss at that point. And this Gossifleur is still only level 3, and that's terrifying to think about. And the Mimikyu has rotated bot, and it's 3 levels up on this bot lane, and they need to, kind of just play passively, as we have a Solar Beam coming out from the Mew. Now we have a Crustle Wall separating the Clefable and the Mew from the other, from the Mimikyu, which is pretty strong. However, we have to be cautious here. We don't want to accidentally get blasted. And the Mimikyu is down here and blasting. And yeah, the Mimikyu has jumped in a little bit too far even, but that's a Unite move used on Lionheart's Dracloak. And wow, they're able to actually keep everyone alive. Frank the Wolf chasing everyone down there. Mimikyu is still going in, and he's going to get the KO on the Dracloak as well. And that's another KO for this Mimikyu, but surely he's not going to get out of this. And that's a Gyarados jumping on him. That's a big bag of experience for this team. And somehow they have not killed this Regirock. I guess they were waiting for the Mimikyu to come back. But now they can get a big counter push going. And Moonlight's going to keep them all alive. We have the Unite coming out from Mew as well, giving everyone that stealth. So they are protected. But yeah, they're just sort of forced to stay on their goal. And meanwhile, in the top lane, what's going on up here? Well, Slowbro has just decided to solo Regieleki, it would look like. Alright, so now it looks like we've decided to back off, do some farming. I mean, this Dracloak can hit 9 here, which will be really strong. It'll become a Dragapult. And we have the fight for the Regi in the bottom. Now they are going for it, and the team on the left is going to secure it with a Venusaur Solar Beam. No snipes this time. And yeah, they're just being fought back here. We're going to try and wall them off, prevent any goals from being scored with the Crustle. That's really strong stuff. And these levels are just... yeah, it's a pretty big level difference, team-wise. That's another Mimikyu Unite being used on the Gyarados, but Gyarados is going to be able to get out of there alive. As, this Fable is keeping everyone full health, basically. And, yeah, the jungle rotation up top has just led to so much momentum, that early jungle. Alright, and that's going to be a goal break. They've got to back all the way away, but here's Lionheart. He is at the level to where he can fight back, and that's really good for their team. That being said, it's really going to come down to, well, what's going to happen here? Well, we have Slowbro. He's still up here. He's fighting, and he's going to unleash the Slow Beam immediately on the Crustle on site. And now this is a 3v1. Slowbro is going to try and run away, but it's okay. Sceptile is back, and he's going to hit a Solar Beam, KOing Lionheart there, and Super Luke's level 10 as well. Alright, so the levels, I mean, it's really rough team-wise, but, I mean, it's not the end of the world. We can still kind of fight our way back here. We can still kind of fight our way back. This game is not over. We're going to try and wall, and we have also the Gyarados Unite coming out. We're trying to use that, but we tragically cannot quite get anyone in the wrath of the Gyarados. And now we have to just play space. We just have to play space. Lionheart's going to take a ton of damage there. And we have another Pollen Puff being used. Mew's going to get light screened, and it looks like the Mimikyu is there on the Regieleki, but Crustle's going to come in and try his best to prevent this. And is this going to be a turnaround? Is this a steal? Is this secure? It's going to be stolen by the Crustle with Rock Tomb. And yeah, Crustle's going to get that objective there. This is going to result in some big damage being dealt. But tragically, the rest of the team's not able to really pick up any KOs. it's just, you know, it's just going to be a little bit too much. We have a telekinesis used from the Slowbro, pulling the Alecki off the goal. We're not going to let it touch. We are going to take this experience, and we are going to say, no, we will not let you score. And, well, I mean, Mimikyu has vanished into the ether, but tragically for Mimikyu, the rest of them are there, and that's going to be a Gyarados Unite move, picking up the KO on the Mimikyu. We're going to flash to get out of that big Solar Beam, and this could be a big Regirock turnaround here, but the blue team is here now. They are here. Gyarados is going to go in, trying to, you know, establish some, hey, get off my rock, bro. This is my rock. You can't have this rock. But Mew with the Solar Beam is going to snipe the rock and say, nah, listen. Do you know who I am? My name is Solar Beam. And then the Mew gets the steal. But the levels, if you look closely, the levels are getting caught up. You know, now they're only down 3 levels as a team. Earlier, it was nearly 5. And that's pretty big of a turnaround. And despite the fact that the team on the right has not been able to manage to get any goals in, it's not over. I mean, it isn't over by any means. I mean, this Rayquaza is worth more points than they are down. And the levels, I mean, it's close enough to where they can get this here. Alright, Rayquaza has spawned. The blue team is in position. Solar Beam is used on Rayquaza immediately. No other Pokemon have tried to poke yet. And here comes the orange team from the top. We have a Solar Beam connecting with the Gyarados. Gyarados is going to go around. And what are we looking at here? What's the game plan? Well, it looks like we've got some footsies. The entirety of the blue team is down here. And we're going to try and get them separated with the Crustle here. As Espeon is going to try and use a beam move on the Gyarados. And Gyarados... Oh, not Gyarados. On the Rayquaza. And Gyarados managed to get into their backline there. But... they're not taking very much damage, and this is a big Unite move coming out from the Mimikyu. Gyarados is going to jump out of there. This is a big amount of healing, and Gyarados is still alive somehow, and everyone on the orange team is alive up until the point where Crustle faints here, and oh my goodness, this is so tense. But the Dragapult fainted off screen. We missed that. The Espeon's down there trying to get some KOs going too. The Mimikyu's out of the fight. Can they get in there? Are they able to? I don't think they can. I think what they need to do is regroup and just rotate in. They need to just rip it. They need to get in there. They gotta get in there. Can they get in there? I don't know if they can get in there. They only have 30 seconds. They need to start doing something. They're not sure yet, I think. It doesn't look like they're sure. They're gonna get this KO on the Slowbro who's overextended, and here's the attack of the Rayquaza. Whole team's going for it. But they're gonna just encounter all of the beams, and the team on the left gets the steal with the Solar Beam from the Venusaur snipe. And that'll do it. But it's not over yet. We still have some scores. We still got some scores. It's not over. It's not a complete shutout. But tragically, the Rayquaza, if you look closely, it's gonna lead to too many points for the other team to make the comeback. And game 1 will be going to Team Tyrannical Eevees, which is not a common